And we're back again for the next exciting installment of Flunge Gaming.
Yes, hello. How you doing, James?
I'm awake.
I'm awake too. That's very helpful in this situation.
It does help.
You did a thing. You wrote a thing and you got on a thing.
Oh shit, yeah, recently, if you guys have been paying attention to the Flunge Gaming Facebook page, which you could search for, we might include a link in the description, if I can remember.
Yeah.
If I'm not lazy. But otherwise, I wrote a thing for Britain's little newspaper, but also has an online thing called The Metro. And I wrote a thing in the gaming section, because I love the Metro gaming section, because I used to follow them when they were just on Teletext and Channel 4.
Yeah.
They were the ones that got me into lots of interesting RPGs, including one I've slowly been getting Ben into.
No, hang on one second. Yeah, you're right, but we're people watching this teletext. How do we explain teletext?
Oh shit, yeah, okay. Okay, you know how nowadays we've got digital TV? Back then, we had analog TV.
Yeah.
And analog was basically pure signal, but there was a thing like in some controls you had the text button, which is basically almost a bit like looking at the internet, except not really. It was basically, think of it like going on one of those old MS-DOS computers. That's what it looked like.
Yeah, it was really,
really
simple.
But it was a good way of, before Freeview had the red button to look at news, you'd be looking teletext instead to do this stuff.
Yeah, it'd have like headlines, basic weather, things like that.
But Channel 4 had fun stuff, like the Game Station and Bamboozle.
Bamboozle!
Let's play Bamboozle!
But yeah, your article was really good.
That was my second one I wrote.
I think I agreed with pretty much everything you said.
Oh yeah, basically I was talking about the idea I'm uncomfortable with the idea of microtransactions being involved in games like Metal Gear Solid 5 The Phantom Pain. Even though these things are of course completely optional, you don't have to do them, it's the fact that it just seems uncomfortable having it in something that's already a £40, $60 kind of game.
Yeah.
The idea that it's like, for example, it'd be bad if you did, like, for example, Arkham Knight, where it's DLC and even the season pass costs as much as the bloody game itself. But at the same time, companies do this because, one, it prevents people from selling the said game on to second-hand, or if it is second-hand, if people want extra stuff, they pay the stuff for it. So they end up getting the money back. So it's good business practice. But if it's microtransactions in a main game along with that kind of stuff, it just seems like a cheap profit.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, this is the way things, unfortunately, because of the second-hand market, which, to be honest, has helped out a lot of us that aren't, so rich in money. It's a double-edged sword, unfortunately.
I got into a conversation last night with two of my friends about the idea of microtransactions. It was actually in the comments on the article reviews I shared on Facebook. I got into not an argument, really. I would say a spirited debate about the merits and downfalls of microtransactions and DLC. And see, like, the thing you said in your article about microtransactions in video games on mobiles makes sense, because they're free to download, microtransactions are how they make their money, you know what I mean?
Or more, and also the bane of mummies and daddies everywhere when kids have access to their credit cards.
Oh god, that's not a good plan. But here's the thing. With those microtransactions being available, it does actually help the market as a whole because they make more money. But the problem is, it creates this cycle, it gets quite annoying, of them creating games with microtransactions to fund more games to create microtransactions. You know what I mean? Which basically means that they're flooding the market with shitty games that are repetitive and have no purpose. You know what I mean?
Hence why it feels weird for it to be in a console game, the idea of paying extra money to get all these extra things early if you're not willing to play the whole game.
We're going to do a little mini podcast here.
We're pausing it?
We're pausing it for a second to chat about this.
What? Oh, okay. Please.
Just for a minute or two.
Okay, for a minute. Please forgive us, folks. It's Ben.
Yeah, but the thing, my argument with it is that I don't have any games. I've played some games that have microtransactions in them, but I've never used them. Not once in any game I played. I played Clash of Clans for a bit. Played it for a bit. It was quite fun until it got to the point where upgrading everything took days. Like, you could set something to upgrade, it will be done in a week. At that point, I got bored of it, moved on, because I refused to pay money for it. Because microtransactions in games like that work as somewhat of a drug. You get addicted to the game, you want to keep playing it, you want to get your hit of the game sooner, you pay money to get it, you get that hit, and the whole thing just self-perpetuates. So I refuse to support a system that is basically running off taking advantage of people's addictions. You know what I mean?
I think
I see it as morally ambiguous.
I'm just not a big fan of microtransactions in main console games for those that buy a game knowing it will take time to do things, but no, they want something that basically effectively is pay to cheat.
Yeah. You know what
It's the idea that you had it in Assassin's Creed Unity, which pissed me off. The idea it's already bad enough in the game. You have to do things like do all these things, cost lots of money, do your armor and all that, because otherwise, if you're climbing something to do a viewpoint, you get one gunshot, you're dead.
Yeah.
It's like you could either use all that time, even use so-called hack credits in it, and then otherwise you could spend some other weird currency within the game, or you could spend extra money to upgrade that armor and buy shit. Fucking dicks. And the fact it was already a terrible palaver in Dead Space 3, already adding to EA's already bad reputation about some games, although they have been getting better. And plus, come on, they published Dragon Age Inquisition, which is a beautiful game.
It's a pretty game. But here's moving on to one other thing I was talking about. I was going to speak about DLC. The biggest complaint I have about DLC, right, is launch day DLC. They launch a game, there's immediately stuff you can download for it. That is not launching a full title. That is cutting bits out of a game and selling them for extra.
Oh no, here's worse.
That's bullshit.
Oh wait, worse. Capcom have done that. Yeah. For some games, there's actually DLC that's actually locked on the disc. It's already on the disc, but you have to pay extra to access that said part of the disc.
There's a fucking... Right, okay, there's some games I've had. I like playing wrestling games, like the WWE games. There is something you have to pay and download, or maybe I'm wrong in thinking you have to pay for it. It actually might be a free download. But basically, you get the wrestlers on it, and they have, like, stats. Like, their submission level is this high, their grappling level is this high, their striking ability is this high or this low. In order to edit that, you have to download something. In order to edit the existing wrestlers' ones, not the ones you create yourself. So, for example, if I want to say that, because you get the percentage spread of how much damage gets done to a certain body part. Like, for instance, there'll be some characters in it whose heads are more vulnerable than their bodies, etc. So if somebody has an injury and you want to make it hyper-realistic and you want to say that their arms are weaker because of an injury, you can lower the percentage on that and raise the percentage in other areas to make the arms vulnerable. If you know what I mean. So you're targeting them. But the problem I have with DLC as a whole, when it was first conceptualized and it was first released on some of the really early games on like Xbox Live and stuff like Halo, they released additional map packs to basically expand the game. My point about DLC is that DLC should exist only to add to a game to further our enjoyment of it, right?
This is why you've also got games like, let us say, The Witcher 3, where, you know what they did for DLCs, and there's been lots of DLCs? Mm-hmm. It's for free.
Free DLC.
16 sets of free DLC, and there's expansion packs that are basically adding whole new maps to the bloody game.
This is my point. DLC should be used to make existing titles last longer. The thing is, you look at some games that are released, like Call of Duty, I'm sure they release a game every year or every 2 years, right? But there's DLC for them, I'm positive.
Always right? DLC.
So, why are they releasing a title every year with DLC? The only reason is to make money. But the point is, you could release a game and then have all this DLC to update it over a set amount of time, and then maybe space the games out by 5 years. Maybe there's like a minimal charge on the DLC or something, which I would not be opposed to, because you've bought a full game and they're creating more stuff for it. That's cool. But when you release a game that's had bits snipped off of it just to add it for DLC, that's bullshit,
Worst one another time is also Assassin's Creed 2, where in the game there's like, you go faster with bits of a memory, which is supposedly corrupted. But if you want to find this uncorrupted data, you can download the DLC.
Yeah.
And it's bullshit. Damn it, Ubisoft.
But the problem is it creates this market where, especially with some games, if they have online capabilities and you're competing against other players, where you can download other maps or something, but if you don't have them, you can't play with other players who are using them. So it kind of limits your ability on the game when other people are using it. And the thing about gamers is that, going back to what I was saying before about the microtransactions, I was saying how some of these games are created to create microtransactions. I talked about Clash of Clans, right? Games like that have no discernible end. You know what I mean? Like, they don't have a final goal. Like, they don't have a finale to them. They don't have a completion level. Microtransactions are designed for that, to keep the game going. But because of my I'm by no means a 100% completionist in no games, but I like finishing the story of games, and that's the problem with a lot of the microtransactions that they do, and in some cases the DLC is that it creates this system where it just keeps rolling and rolling and rolling, and ultimately I get no satisfaction from the game because there's no finish, there's no end. You know, like if you look at things like if I watch a movie or a TV show through to the end of it. I feel good at the end because I've gotten a story, it's over, I've got time to digest it now. If I read a book from cover to cover, I get a sense of satisfaction knowing I've completed it, I've finished it. You know what I mean? It's the same with computer games for me. But if you have something along those lines that has no discernible end, in some cases that just leaves me really unsatisfied and annoyed. You know what I mean?
But as said by others, this whole thing is basically because of stuff like secondhand gaming and all that, and the companies do need to make money if they want to make more games. It's just life.
Anyway, sorry, we've spoken about that for a minute, so let's go on with a bit of the story before the episode ends. But yeah, nice chat. That's cool.
Let's do this.
We should do a podcast sometime.
We will. Don't worry.
The heart and soul of Limblom, an airship dock. Oh, by the way, there might be a war of the Queen's Chinese black mages. We're not going to let it happen. Anyway, that's what we missed there. This is dock number 1 where we conduct our research. What? But where are the airships? Lonely, isn't it? I'm standing on the table. We had a new airship model here about 6 months ago. It's our latest creation. Didn't quite miss to fly. The man who attacked you, was he the one who ran off with it? Good guess, but no. Actually, I met a lovely lady at the pub. When Hilda found out about my little affair, she used her magic and turned me into an ogre. Then she stormed off in her new airship, which I named the Hilda Guard. Pretty ironic, eh?
You little bastard!
Don't give me that look. She hasn't been back since. What?
Since Guac? Guac's the time?
I've been working on Hilda Guard too, but it just hasn't been going too well. My mind just isn't the same as Nom Nom. Hopeless. That doesn't mean I can't help you. I'll do my best for Alexandria. Thank you, but I don't really want help from a giant bug. With Southgate badly damaged, I don't know how we can get to Alexandria. Don't worry, Southgate is being repaired as we speak, and also, it's just a gate, and it's not like there's not infinite sky above it that we could fly over or anything, but never mind. Let's just...
the thing is, the mist doesn't go so high, so the airships keep to that level.
That makes sense. Okay, I was wondering about that.
Basically, it's an airship that's almost in a sea of mist. So it makes sense!
Once the repairs are finished, we'll go to Alexandria. Yes, I'm sure Mother will find it open nice and true. I've got something wrong.
Huh? No, I was just thinking about how the theatre ship crashed. Baku sure had some good men working under him.
Not that I know that or anything.
No, they're best mates.
Yeah, I know. That's neat. Oh, real bad. Sure is pretty today. Doctor. Good morning.
You're up early.
Limblom is a really busy place. I've never seen this many people before. There's no windmills.
Yeah, there's loads of windows.
Windmills.
Oh, windmills. I thought you said window.
Windmills. I wonder where people go if they want to be alone. Limblom has always been like this. People come here from all over the world. Some of them come here to become airship engineers, sculptors, actors.
Wow.
I remember why I came here the first time. Well, I knew I was living here with my Tantalus brothers. They still live here? Yeah, hideout is in the theater district. Hideout is in the theater district.
That's not inappropriately highlighted.
I'm gonna go there right now. You wanna come along? That's okay. I really want to go to a place where there's a bunch of thieves. I want to go look around town. Okay, then I'll give you a little tour. No, I've had enough of you today.
We're not thieves. We're just opportunists of lost and found items.
That's okay. I can go by myself.
Oh, okay.
Go find yourself a cute girl, all right?
God damn it! You're so obsessed.
God damn time.
No.
Nope. Circle. All of the circle.
You don't need Boxster. You know why?
You.
Exactly. I am Monster. Jamester. I'm the James. Oh, James Star.
Hey, bro, what are you gonna teach me today?
Nothing. I will teach you nothing because I'm a useless fat rodent thing.
Gosh, bro, you sure know a lot.
Fuck you.
Yeah, I know. You just never.
Yeah, I know.
I know. You never let me tell you. God.
So I'm going to tell you one thing. God, bro, you sure know a lot. Bye-bye. It's like, now remember, you got to look. Oh, yes. Give mail. There's a letter for Zidane.
Hey, I got a letter from Ruby.
Yeah, Ruby.
Hey, y'all come back to us. You do it.
Ain't y'all coming back to Alexandria? I'm so lonely. Just kidding. I'm opening up a little theater in the alley here. Bartender pal of mine is queering the saloon, getting into showbiz. He asked me to help. And apparently I made her sound really kind of dirty.
Starting a mini theater sounds like fun, Kuho.
Do it again.
Yeah, that's what she calls it.
Do it again.
Let's see it first.
Ah!
That's what she. Mini
Oh,
theater.
wait. We have to save it now.
A mini theater? Is that what she's calling these brothels these days?
Well, think of burlesque. Although burlesque is not brothel, it is an appreciative art form.
Dinner at a show.
It's not just about women's getting their nips out. It's about getting their nips out and twirling.
It is a pretty cool art form.
No, it is actually. Like, in terms of beautiful choreography, the dresses that have to be made, and all this kind of stuff, it's amazing. Just cancel out of that.
I want now.
And remember to check everywhere. Otherwise, that's been
enough time.
For the whole recording things.
Yeah, we done for today.
Yes, of which most of it was taken by Ben wanting to talk about things.
Yeah.
I guess I'm just going to have to actually make him a podcast. It's the only way we're going to do this.
We'll do that.
Otherwise, thank you guys for being patient with us. And we will see you next time. We love you all.
Love ya.
Bye.
Bye.